Hi, I'm Guy Powell, and welcome to the next episode of the backstory on the Shroud of Turin. If you haven't already done so, please visit guypowell.com and sign up for more episodes. I am the author of the upcoming book, The Only Witness, a historical fiction tracing a possible history of the Shroud over the last 2 millennia. Today, we're speaking with Michael Kowalski. He is one of the preeminent researchers on the Shroud of Turin and the editor of the BSTS, also known as the British Society for the Turin Shroud. And he's editor of the newsletter. We'll be talking about his upcoming book and some of the evidences for the authenticity of the Shroud of Turin. And for more information on Michael, you can visit bstsnewsletter.com, bstsnewsletter.com. So with that, welcome, Michael.
Hello, thank you, Guy.
And yeah, thank you. And well, let me tell you a little bit more about Michael's background. He lives in Halifax, Yorkshire, which is a town in the north of England. He graduated from physics at the University of Manchester in 1976, following which he had a short 3-year career working in the textile industry with Courtaulds PLC. He subsequently changed careers, joining a multinational computer company where he worked for 37 years, specializing in the development and implementation of banking systems used by many of the UK's major financial institutions. Since taking early retirement in 2016, he's devoted much of his time to the study of the Holy Shroud of Turin. He's a member of the Shroud Science Group, which is a closed forum used by Shroud researchers from around the world to encourage communication and collaboration on matters relating to the Shroud. He has written a book titled The Shroud of Christ, Evidence of a 2,000-Year Antiquity. And that will be published very shortly, and I'm sure he's going to tell us a little bit more about that. But most importantly, he has also recently succeeded David Rolfe as the editor of the BSTS Newsletter, having taken on that role back in June of last year. Michael, it's so good to have you. And again, welcome, and good to have you. And let's talk a little bit about what your backstory is. So what got you so excited about the Shroud of Turin?
Well, it's interesting, really. I was trying to think when I first heard about the shroud, and I really can't remember when I first came across it. But what I do remember very vividly is the first time it had a real impact on me, and that was probably sometime in the late 70s when I came across a magazine which was featured an article about the shroud, and it included some photographs, a photograph of the shroud and a photograph of the negative image of the face, and also one of the full body. And I can remember being absolutely captivated by those photos. The fact that what seemed to be a rather faint and really quite unremarkable image was completely transformed into an incredibly realistic image of the face and body of a man when the light and shade were reversed in the photographic negatives. And I can remember staring at the photograph of the face and just having the realization that I was looking at the face of Jesus. And obviously that was really quite moving and incredibly profound. And I think after that, of course, the next thing I really remember was the excitement of the carbon dating in 1988. And I assumed, like I'm sure many people did, that that test was going to confirm that the cloth was from the first century. It was 2,000 years old. And we'd all be reassured that the shroud was authentic. And so, like so many people, I was really quite shocked when the announcement came out that it dated from the 14th century and it was medieval fake. And that was something that I really couldn't come to terms with, because I couldn't reconcile this view that it was a medieval fake with the image that I had seen. I couldn't see